All right, we're good to go.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a weekly gaming news show. We are your hosts. My name is Trinell, and I'm here as always with the homeboy Todd. What's going on, Todd?
What's up? What's up? What's up? And for all of us Americans, happy 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
Even though it's on Tuesday. I don't know why it's on Tuesday.
Shoot, it could be on Tuesday from here on out because I have tomorrow off, and then I also have Tuesday off as well. Yeah, so I am all about that.
I don't get that luxury because I do have to work tomorrow, and then I get Tuesday off. It's garbage.
Yeah, that's garbage. I couldn't deal with that. But yes, welcome back to the show. It's another Sunday, which means that we have a lot of news that we want to cover for you guys. And so sit back, enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started with our weekly icebreaker. And if you're new to the podcast, you are unaware of what the heck a weekly icebreaker is. It is just an opening question that we like to ask to get the get a sense of where we are on certain gaming related topics. And sometimes we do like to venture out. We like to talk about movies. Sometimes we'll talk about comic books, but it's essentially to get us thinking creatively, pretty much get us ready for talking for about an hour and a half. So you can submit questions to us via our social media. We are on Facebook and we are on Twitter. Just use the hashtag weekly icebreaker and submit a question that you would like us to answer during the podcast. We have absolutely no problems with that. But this week we are going to ask the question, achievements or trophies? The question of the day. So Boogie, I'm gonna let you go first. Is it for you? Is it trophies or achievements?
Being an Xbox and being that achievements were the originator, I'm going to say achievements.
Yeah.
Trophies, I don't know. Early on, trophies felt like they were just kind of tacked on. They've gotten much better now. It's cool. I like the cool graphic or the special noise you get when you get that platinum trophy. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I still like achievements. I like the achievements. I like achievements because it gives you a numerical value to your achievement.
Your gamer score. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. Same here. Growing up with the Xbox 360, as opposed to the PlayStation 3, I was hooked and damn near addicted to achievements. In the beginning, I would rent and play games back when renting games was still a thing, and just play through them just so I can get as many achievements as possible. I don't really do that anymore, but I do still like getting that satisfying like little blink. I like hearing that. And then they have the ones that are for like low, the rare achievements. That shit is get that diamond achievement. Yeah, that shit's dope.
I just got one of those on Overwatch the other day. Imagine that.
Oh wow.
As long as I've been playing that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like getting the diamond achievement. So just not saying that one is better than the other. It's just I grew up with achievements, so right. I prefer achievements. And that's why when it comes to single player games, if it's multi-platform, I'll usually get it on the 360 because really on the Xbox. Sorry, I'll get on the Xbox One. Because it all comes down to, well, do you like achievements or do you like trophies? Right. Because essentially, there's no other real difference.
Right, and like I said, the main reason I prefer the achievements is that I get the numerical value.
True.
Instead of just the number of trophies I got, that doesn't mean much to me at all.
Right. Yeah, so that was our question of the day, the weekly icebreaker. And again, if you would like to submit a question to us, make sure that you hit us up on our social media and use the hashtag weekly icebreaker if you would like to submit a question. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment, which is the quick hits. And the quick hits are just, short little stories that we want to talk about. Don't really deserve the deep dive of the top 5 stories. But something that we just want to bring to your attention. And I'm going to actually go ahead and get started on this story because this is something that I definitely want to bring to everybody's attention. And that is the Sonic Amateur Games Expo, also known as SAGE. It will be going down this year, starting in September on the 30th and lasting until August the 7th. Mm-hmm. And if you've never heard of SAGE, it is a online kind of like convention or whatever. It's an online gathering of multiple different Sonic fan game and fan game creators and hackers, and they basically just get together and showcase what they've been working on over the last few years. A lot of high-profile fan games have come out of Sage. For me, most notably, the Sonic before and after the sequel games, which then spawned into the creator's own original title, Spark the Electric Jester, which was funded on Kickstarter, and I actually participated in doing that. So I'm really excited about it. I may do like a Sage showcase this year over on my personal channel, you know, because everybody knows I'm a huge fan of the Hedgehog. But yeah, even, you know, games that weren't necessarily Sonic related have come out of Sage as well, like Planet Freedom. They already announced that they are coming out with a Planet Freedom 2, and I think they had a demo out not too long ago. I think I talked about that. And yeah, so this is it's really big news because they don't always come out with Sage every year. You know, for a while it was a yearly thing, but then I think in like 2000 and like maybe 15 and 14, we didn't get anything. So this is actually really cool, and I'm super excited to play it. I'll play all of the different games. So we'll see what they have to offer. Remember, that's from September 30th to August 7th, and basically just get a chance to, you know, play some really cool fan-made Sonic games. So can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't go wrong. I mean, I looked through I went to the website. I checked it out. I looked at the submission rules and the streaming rules, and it looks like everybody should be able to get their fair chance. And it looks interesting, super interesting.
Yeah, no, this is just really huge in the Sonic hacking community. It's kind of like the Super Bowl for Sonic hackers. So a lot of people are going to be bringing their A games, and I'm excited to play all of them. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next quick hit. Boogie, what do we got?
So we talked last week about Rocket League going on, showing an NBA tournament on NBC. So they found another partner, and they will be showing another tournament being broadcast by ESPN this time. This is during the X Games Expo, I believe. That's coming up in Minneapolis this summer. The Extreme Sports Festival in Minneapolis. And it's in August.
Okay.
And there's a $75,000 Rocket League Invitational. It's going to be streamed on ESPN3, which is basically the Watch ESPN app.
Okay.
So yeah, apparently Rocket League is a big time esports game.
I mean, it builds itself. I mean, it kind of like markets itself to be that. I mean, it's super competitive, and it's super high energy. It kind of just lends itself to that environment, in my opinion. I mean, I'm garbage at it, but it is very entertaining to watch. And Geo, he's actually really freaking good at that game. Really? Like oh my god, he's great. he's great. I'm pretty sure if he had the time, he would probably try to like get his own team together. But yeah, I mean, this is just, you know, everybody's just going where the money is, man. These broadcasting partners, they see the potential in you know, esports, and so they're, you know, just going where the money is, and I can't blame them for that. And Rocket League just lends itself perfectly to the esports, you know, scene. Right. It's a super competitive game that can draw a crowd and get people watching and get people excited, you know.
Right. And so while we have all of these different stations now, we have ESPN, we have NBC, we have Turner, then we have, you know, of the normal ones, Twitch and Mixer and YouTube, all these guys jumping in, and there's tons of games that can be competitive. I'm just wondering how it's going to suss out, because I mean, traditional sports, there's what, hockey, basketball, baseball, football, soccer. Those are the traditional sports, and once you get to Major League, you have the Major League. Right. With esports, there's so many games that can be competitive, from your Call of Duties to your Counter Strikes to your Overwatches, League of Legends, Rocket League, Maddens, FIFAs. I mean, there's so much out there. It's going to be interesting how and if any of this is consolidated anywhere. Yeah,
and that's what I was talking about before. There doesn't really seem to be any kind of like overarching entity that just as a collective just monitors all of these different esports. It's like each game has its own individual esports league, and then in some cases the game itself can be, you know, headed up by multiple different broadcasters. Right. So it's kind of like the Wild West, and everybody's just trying to get in where they can fit in, you know.
Yeah, it's going to take some time, and it's definitely going to have an effect on gaming and how games are developed and supported going forward.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, and I don't know why this happened to me. My mic is just super freaking loud. That should be better. Hold on, give me a sec. Oh wow, really? There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah. Yeah, I'm curious as to how this is gonna go down, you know, going forward, and if there will be any kind of like regulations for the different broadcasters, because everybody is just getting their hands in on it, and it doesn't really seem super regulated. And while I don't want to wish any like malicious intent, like when there's no regulation, there's no overarching, you know, entity that can keep things out of control. Oh, keep things in control. Right. It'll get out of control.
Exactly. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. We'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. Let's go on to the next quick hit. What we got?
We've got 7 new games to Microsoft's nascent Xbox Game Pass service. Early on, Microsoft noted that they'll be adding at least 5 new games a month to the service. This month, they're adding 7. They're adding Dead Island Definitive Edition, Resident Evil 6, The Flame and the Flood, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition, and if you haven't played that is actually
Guacamelee is fucking is dope. One of the first games that I played on the Xbox One when it came out. Like I think one of my first couple of games, it was Wolfenstein, and then like I downloaded Guacamelee, and that's a fun beat 'em up. I like it a lot.
Then there's Bars Gold and Monaco, which yours is mine. So they're adding more games, and they did note that games will be added and there will be games taken off. And something they noted along with this announcement of new games, they said the first games are scheduled to be coming off the service in November, and you'll be notified several weeks in advance. So coming up this fall, we'll see how that actually works. But by the time it gets here, they should have added at least 30 more games, if not more, to the service.
And that's actually really cool too, because normally they don't have to or normally they wouldn't notify you when it's going off. It's just like, okay, well, it's there and now it's not. Right. It's like Microsoft is going out of their way to make sure that, you know, if you want this game, it's here for you, but it's gonna go away. So if you want to buy it, you can get it at a discount.
At a discount, right?
It's one of the best services that I think has come out in this generation. Right. I mean, for this type of thing, yeah. I'm not saying that it's the best, like, you know, business practice, because honestly, I think that you get a better deal just for paying for Xbox Live Gold, because you get 4 free games a month. You know, so I feel like that's a better deal, but the Xbox Game Pass isn't all that expensive, so it can be justified if you are like a newer gamer, like maybe in your early teens or something. You didn't have the previous generation. That is where I really feel it could come into play.
And I think it's also a cheap way to make sure that you have a ton of games to play. So instead of having to go out and pay $15, $20, $30 per title, you pay $10 a month and you have literally 100 games to play.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because a lot of the games are going to be added to the Games Pass service are going to be older games. Like maybe, like the most recent game you'll probably see on there is probably like 2 years old. Like nobody wants to, you know, add a brand new title to Games Pass because they want the actual sale. You know,
they want the sale, of course.
They want the sale. So I'm not gonna. I wouldn't expect to see Far Cry 5 on there when that launches or anything like that. But you will be able to get like something like Far Cry Primal, Far Cry, 4, 3, all of those on there, you know, so that you can catch up. So that's why I was saying, like, for a younger audience that maybe didn't play all of the previous games, didn't have the previous generation, that can be justified. But somebody like me that has played a lot of the games, I played a ton of games over the years. It wouldn't necessarily be the best buy for me. Because when they release 4 games a month, like there's probably 1 or 2 that I haven't played, and that's two games right there every month.
So yeah, I see this as a service for somebody that's new to the Xbox, just getting an Xbox.
Yeah, then maybe they never had an Xbox before.
Right. Maybe they've been away from gaming for a while and they decided to jump back into the console market. Maybe they're like a casual. They got an Xbox because they wanted to use it as a streaming box,
right?
Or whatever the reason. I think this is a good service. $10 a month. I get some games to play every now and then. When little Billy, my nephew, comes over, he can just download the game and play it. So.
Right. Or if you're not really into like the latest and the greatest,
right.
When it launches, you're not, craving to go get that. You don't pre-order games. You have a console, $10 a month. I got a whole bunch of games I can play. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, let's move on to the next quick hit. What we got?
We got Ubisoft. Ubisoft is still fighting a good fight. Vivendi has been steadily over the past few years raising their stake into Ubisoft in what seems to be a bid for a hostile takeover. Just this past week, the Guillemot family, who are the founders of Ubisoft, they raised their holdings to about 13.6%, almost 14%, and increased their voting share to 20%. So their increase, they have been courting investors, a lot of them from Canada, to try to stave off these hostile moves being taken by Vivendi. Vivendi's a huge French media conglomerate, and they're trying to swallow up Ubisoft. And Ubisoft is not trying to have it.
Yeah, they've been fighting these guys off. We talked about this, for a while now. This is just keeps popping up in the news every once so often. But we've praised Ubisoft a lot over the years,
right.
And if they, to me, I feel like if this isn't something that they want to do, then it has to be for a reason. These guys have a very clear artistic vision, and I don't want to see that tainted by any kind of outside source or any kind of overreaching.
Yes, somebody that wants to come in to make the money, wants to deal with the bottom line and start cutting projects.
Right.
That'll be a problem.
Yeah, because Ubisoft has been like one of the only studios that has continuously gone out of their way to approach new ideas and make it possible with new IPs, and then besides that, support these games over a long period of time.
Yes.
So I have to say that if they're fighting these guys off, I hope that it goes their way instead, because sometimes it's not all about the money. I mean, it's about the money, but it doesn't need to be all about the money. Always
about the money, yeah.
Right. That doesn't need to be the driving force behind creating something as influential these days as video games. Video games have a major impact on a large part of the young population. So I feel like if money really gets involved, then we'll start seeing the quality deteriorate.
Yep.
And that's not something that I want. I like my Ubisofts.
And it doesn't seem like it's something they want either.
Right.
Keep putting up the good fight there, Ubisoft.
Yeah, because I think if Vivendi had it their way, we wouldn't get no freaking Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a thing.
Those risks that they've taken with those games would be very low.
Very low. Yeah. They'd be making the next freaking shooter game, and that's about it. Following the trees. Yeah, just following the trends. Yeah, they just follow the trends and just make the dollar.
Yep.
Yeah. So good on Ubisoft for fighting the good fight. I'm still waiting on my Rayman Legends sequel, so go ahead and get to work on that. Appreciate you, and let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is going to be our top 5 stories for the week. And now this is where we kind of just deep dive into everything that's been going on in the week. And before we actually do that, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsor, which is the New Challenger Discord and the guys over at New Challenger TV. Let me go ahead and bring up the website real quick. Bam. All right. So as you can see here, I'm on newchallenger.gg, and these guys specialize in getting, pretty much taking newbies and making them get good. It's a vast community filled with lots of people that are always willing to, train, teach, and just, go heads up with anybody that's willing to play. I'm going to go ahead and click on Street Fighter, and as soon as you get into the menu, you can see all of the characters that are available, and who is available to train you with that character, as well as any kind of information that's already out there. They have guides for characters, from the pros. So like I clicked on Ken, and they have a whole bunch of guides from one of the top Kens in the world, who is Momochi. He's one of the top Kens in the world. I think he's the top Ken in Japan. And they have a whole bunch of information. The same thing goes for Injustice 2, and I believe they have begun the process of getting things ready to launch their services for Tekken 7. Tekken 7 is proving to be a little difficult though, because of the way the online works. It's a little strange. But that's besides the point. Go to newchallenger.gg to get more information. Join the Discord. Get good at your favorite fighting game, and let them know that True Sonic sent you. They probably don't even know who I am anymore. I haven't been there in so long. But big shouts out to Mr. Vinegar, who is the founder of the Discord channel, and as always, a big shout out to Mount Lover, who is not only a coach for Street Fighter V, but he is a commentator for the bi-weekly tournaments for Street Fighter V and Tekken 7. I believe he commentated the Tekken 7 tournament. So that's our sponsor. Always want to give a big shout out to those guys. Thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast. But with all that said and done, we can go ahead and get into the top 5 stories. And our first story is the SNES Classic has been announced. Oh, joy.
You sound super excited.
I'm not excited at all, man. I have to let you know, dude. I am not excited at all. I mean, come on, dude. I'm really hoping that somebody picks up that phone, because I fucking called that shit, dog. Because we called this. I mean, this couldn't have been anything. It couldn't have been any less of a surprise than it already was,
Right.
There's no way that they were going to take the success that the regular NES Classic did and then not try to bank on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know. It looks cool. I have fond memories of the Super Nintendo. Mortal Kombat 2 was a game that we played in the hood. But I don't know. I'm not interested in it. The only thing that really caught my eye was that they were releasing Star Fox 2, which had previously been unreleased, which has an interesting story behind it, because apparently it was a good game and finished. They said it was about 95% complete, but they didn't release it because the PlayStation was just coming out, and they didn't want the Star Fox 2 inferior graphics to go head to head against the inferior 3D graphics in Star Fox 2 go head to head against the PlayStation, because there's really no competition.
Right. So a lot of politics played into why that game wasn't released. But for the first time, I mean, the ROM has been available for ages now. I mean, any true Star Fox fan has already played and beaten Star Fox 2, and they actually implemented a lot of what was Star Fox 2 into other games. Like they've implemented like the little chicken. The little chicken walker, that's in Star Fox Zero. Most of the story elements that went into Star Fox 64, and then like the taking the ship and like moving and going to your different location, that was in Star Fox Command. So a lot of things were already implemented into future titles that pretty much made Star Fox 2 obsolete.
Right.
But it's good that the game is finally being released. I mean, it's definitely
officially. I mean,
official. The
people that's going to buy this SNES Classic, outside of those collectors that just want it as a collector's item, the people that's going to buy it and play it, they wouldn't have played Star Fox 2 on the ROM. They wouldn't have gone through all the trouble to actually be able to play it. But I don't know. I like the lineup is okay.
Oh, what? The lineup is pretty dope, man. I feel like this has a lot more bangers than the NES Classic. The NES Classic had a lot of games that shouldn't have been on there, in my opinion. Right. I think each one of these deserves this spot in its own right.
I don't know. I mean, there's some games I would swap out. Specifically the Super Mario RPG, I would kick that out.
You are creating enemies right now.
I would kick Super Mario RPG out. I mean, there were better games. You know what? I'm salty because I wanted to see Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
I would love to have seen Chrono Trigger, and there's no Chrono Trigger. That's bad. The Final Fantasy 3 they got in there, they should have brought Final Fantasy 4. I mean, Super Mario World, F-Zero, Super Metroid.
It's what you would expect, in my opinion. It's what you would expect. There's no like, what is this? You know, all of these are like all-star games, in their own right.
The Super Nintendo didn't have bad games. They didn't have many bad games. They had a stellar library. It's just the games that they release, I don't like them.
Yeah,
that's the problem. I don't like them.
Everybody else
probably loves them, but I can do without quite a few of the games they have in here.
I don't know. I feel. I mean, I didn't grow up with the Super Nintendo, so a lot of these games I've never played, but you know, ones that I actually went back and played, like, you know, later on in my adulthood, you know, these are good. Like Donkey Kong Country deserves to be there.
Country classic.
Yoshi's Island, Earthbound. You know, Earthbound, like those. Oh God, the Earthbound fandom is rabid. They love them. You know, some Earthbound.
Yeah,
Super Metroid, F-Zero. All of these are all-star games.
Of the list, the 2 Kirby games can go somewhere. Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I don't think I need 2 Kirby games.
Final Fantasy 3 should be 4. Super Mario RPG. There were so many much better RPGs than Super Mario RPG. It's on there because it's Super Mario.
Because of Super Mario, yeah.
Right, but I mean, there were many better games than that. Punch Out can go away too. Super Punch Out. If it's not Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That I think that's the only miss, in my opinion. That's the only miss right there. Super Punch Out. Nobody cares about it if it's not Mike Tyson.
Right. They can't release. They can never release another Mike Tyson because that license has expired.
Yeah. Man. How long was that? How long ago was that? Years ago. Yeah. It's like, you put my face in there if you want to. Ain't gonna have no scrawny little white boy beating me up. Fuck that. Oh man. But yeah. So it's going on sale in September. It's gonna be $80.
$10 more because they added the second controller.
Yeah, second controller, which is cool. What they need to add is longer extension cables.
Oh, the cables for these controllers are super long. Apparently.
Okay, yeah, okay.
They are super long cords, so they learned that lesson too. So
I'm glad.
Controller, and they added a second controller because a lot of these games are multiplayer. You look at F-Zero, you look at Super Mario Kart,
right?
Street Fighter. There's a lot of multiplayer games in here, and to ship it with only one controller would have been a huge mistake.
Yeah, so Contra with one controller. Get out of here.
Yeah, so they definitely had to include a second controller. I mean, $80, $79.99 is coming out in September something, September 19th or something like that. Yeah. I don't remember the exact date, but
they did say that they planned on shipping a lot more SNES classics than they did with the NES. So hopefully anybody that wants one will be able to get one.
Yeah, but there's already been some pre-orders and people are selling them for 50 to 100% markup. So they're selling them for what, $120 to $260 already.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts.
Yeah, very nuts. I have a Super Nintendo like packed away under my couch right now. If I want to play some Donkey Kong, I'm gonna plug it up. I'm gonna play me some Donkey Kong. I ain't about to spend no money on that. I actually only have like 5 games for it though, but I do have Donkey Kong Country. That's my jam. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next story. What we got?
What is the next story? What do we got? We got Microsoft's July Games with Gold.
Oh, yeah, my favorite subject. I love me some Games for Gold announcements because, like always, I always say this, instead of getting just 2 games, you get 4 games because the 360 games are backwards compatible. I love talking about backwards compatibility. So let's go ahead and get into the list and see what they got. What's the first game they got going on?
They've got Grow Up and Runbow, 2 indie games. I know Runbow is like a platformer. I'm not exactly sure what Grow Up is. I didn't even really look into it.
Yeah, I've seen Runbow before, like on the marketplace and whatnot,
Right.
but I've never seen Grow Up. So I'm actually a little curious as to what that is because it looks interesting. It's a Ubisoft game. I have to try it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, it's worth a download. It looks super colorful, interesting. I don't know. They're mediocre at best.
Yeah, you know, they're not AAA titles
and
at all.
Yeah,
you know,
and they're not well known or acclaimed indie games either.
No, yeah, I can agree with that. You know, every once in a while, you know, we praise you know, the Games for Gold lineup for mostly being, you know, the AAA games and, you know, the games that people want to play, but this doesn't seem to be the case, at least when it comes to the Xbox One titles.
Right.
When we get down into the Xbox 360 titles, you may want to play one of these. The first game that's coming out and that's going to be between July 1st and the 15th. That's Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. And anybody that knows anything about Kane and Lynch, this is a spin-off of the Hitman series. And it's the sequel. I played it back in the day, but I never really got my hands on it. I think one of my friends or my cousin had it, and he, you know, stood by it, and, you know, he said a whole bunch of good things about it. But I actually never played through a lot of it. I do remember it looking good for the time. Like, it actually looked pretty good. Like, the graphics were decent. But I never got my hands on it. I may give it a shot. The last game from the 360 side is Disney's Lego Pirate of the Caribbean or Caribbean? What do you say?
I say Caribbean.
I say Caribbean.
Yeah, tomato.
Yeah. No, if you say tomato, something's wrong with you. Fuck that. It's like that. But yeah, so 4 games, all available during the month of July. A couple indie games, couple of you know, 360 games. I don't know, not the best lineup, but
this year has been pretty weak for Microsoft in their games with gold. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they have other plans or if they just haven't been able to secure the big titles like they had been last year, especially going into the end of the year. But I mean, to say that they've been horrible games would be not true. They have been pretty mediocre, and part of the problem is a lot of the games that they've been pushing, both of us have already played and already played or owned.
Yeah.
So that's part of the issue, but I don't know. I'm not excited at all with Microsoft is pushing out this month, or I haven't been excited with anything. Although last month, the freaking what's the game?
Speedrunner.
Yeah, Speedrunners, man. That is a hidden gem. That game is freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I have it on PC. I downloaded it, so, you know, maybe one of these days, maybe this weekend we can get on that. That'd be fun.
Get on some Speedrunners. Yeah,
that's just fun. But yeah, so
maybe one of these two, at least the 2 Xbox One games may hit like that as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Plus I don't need no freaking like grandiose freaking like RPG. I don't need that right now. I have too many games. I haven't even beaten the other RPG, freaking Earthlock. I need to beat it. It's so freaking good. I just haven't beaten it yet.
I got to get that grind on. That's why I won't go back. I actually booted it up to try to start playing, and I realized the grind is the grind, and I don't feel like grinding, so I haven't.
I don't see in that game. I don't even mind grinding because it's not boring. I love the fight system.
I'm at
the battle mechanics.
I'm at like the last boss, but I'm probably about 5 to 10 levels lower than I should be.
Damn.
Because I kind of rushed through it. It's like a train and it's whooping my ass.
Damn.
Man, listen, that thing. After the
what is it? You said it's a dragon?
It's a train.
Oh, a train. Oh man.
All
right, don't spoil
nothing.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next story. And, you know, we got off the subject of games for gold, so we're going to move right into the PlayStation side with the PlayStation Plus free games for July. Let's go ahead and get into those.
Free games.
More free games.
PlayStation Plus, they've given off Game of Thrones, the Telltale game, which is actually pretty good, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft gave it away a couple of months ago. if you like Telltale games and you like Game of Thrones, it's something you probably would want to play. I like the Telltale games. I actually have it on the Xbox. So, and I've got probably a third into the stories. It's pretty good. And then the other game is Until Dawn, and it's like a survival horror game. It's like 8 people into that's getting stalked or something to that effect.
It's really good, and like it's another one of those games that is kind of like Life is Strange. We talked about that last month. It's one of those games that you can find entertainment in just watching it. Like I watched people play through that game, and it was a freaking blast. And it has multiple endings and stuff like that, so it definitely has the replay value. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend picking it up and playing it, because they're actually did they announce a sequel? I think they said they're doing something else with that one. I'm not sure, but I had a good time watching that game. This was actually before I had a PlayStation 4. Otherwise, I probably would have bought it because it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it won a ton of awards when it was released.
Yep.
And it looks super interesting. And I mean, these games, like I said, Game of Thrones is a pretty good game. It's a good Telltale game, and it's 1 through 5 seasons. Well, it's the full season, I should say. Full season 1, I think it is. Episodes 1 through 5, I should say. That's what it is. And Until Dawn, I hadn't heard about it until this announcement. And I looked into it. I watched some trailers. There's actually still some gameplay videos up on YouTube you can watch, and it's really interesting. And like you said, it is definitely a narrative. It has a very strong narrative.
Yeah, it's mostly a narrative. I mean, a lot of the gameplay elements take place during QuickTime events.
Right.
So you're not doing a lot of strenuous gameplay. Like there's no combos or anything like that. It's mostly them telling a very compelling story, in my opinion. And you deciding the fate of some of the characters with your decisions, based on like your conversation or whatever that you're having with them, or the outcome of a QuickTime event. So you can lose a character if you miss a QuickTime event. It's actually really cool. I like it a lot.
Right.
I like it a lot.
Well, yeah. It's interesting. Something I'll probably try out.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a big horror game fan, but it's interesting enough for me to give it a shot.
Yeah,
definitely.
On the PlayStation 3 side, and unlike Xbox One, these games are only playable on the PlayStation 3. There's no backwards compatibility for this. We have Tokyo Jungle and Darkstalkers Resurrection. Now, Darkstalkers, that's actually really cool. That's actually a really cool game. It's a Capcom fighter that they just don't want to bring back for some reason. Capcom
Darkstalkers.
Yeah, Capcom is not really about bringing back Darkstalkers. But this is actually really cool. Capcom fighter has a pretty active fan base. It's a cult classic. A lot of people stand by this game, and some of the characters, most notably Morgan, has appeared in the Marvel vs. Capcom series and all of that. So if you didn't know where she came from, that's where she came from. She came from Darkstalkers. And then we also have Tokyo Jungle. I don't know what the hell this game is. Do you know anything about it?
No, not really. And being a PlayStation 3 game, I didn't take much time to look into it.
Wow. Okay, so I just typed in Tokyo Jungle PS3 into Google Images, and I was not disappointed. This looks freaking crazy. I don't know what it is. All I see is lions and dogs. Yeah, just in the streets. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck this game is.
It looks like what happens is animals run amok after humans die out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what it is. Fight for survival. As an animal of your choice, you must use your instincts and such to escape the jaws of your enemies. So you play as an animal after all mankind has died out.
That shit looks funny. That shit looks hilarious. Oh my goodness. All right, next up, these are the PS Vita games. Only one of them are available on PS4 via cross-buy, and that is Don't Die, Mr. Robot.
Right.
Anything on this one?
No, no. I mean, the PS Vita games, they're just mobile games.
Pretty much.
I'm not interested in playing any mobile games on my TV at all. If that was the case, I would just cast it off my phone. So,
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, it doesn't look compelling at all. Yeah, and the one that's exclusive to the PS Vita is Elemental.
Yeah, Elemental. Yeah,
Elemental with a 4.
Yeah, the 4 as an A. Yeah, they're both like they're both basically, I don't know, shooting puzzle game. I think
yeah, Elemental looks like some kind of like platforming puzzle game where you transform into different like objects to traverse like a landscape or whatever.
Right. And I probably should do more as far as but I look up the PS4 games because that's all I have access to.
Yeah.
The PS Vita games are mostly just basically low rate mobile games.
Yeah.
And let me take that back. They're not low rate mobile games. They're just mobile games. And I'm not interested in playing a mobile game on my home console. I agree. So I don't bother looking.
And like they don't really showcase them. And in fact, this month they didn't showcase anything on the actual blog post. They usually have like a trailer set up. You know,
I think that was a mistake.
That may have been a mistake on their end, but there was nothing really showcased on the blog post. Yet we had to actually go to their YouTube channel and see what the fuck what these games look like in order to figure out what they were.
But the Sony hasn't, for any of these, if you've noticed, anytime they do the video showcase, they never showcase the PlayStation 3. They haven't, at least in a long time, showcased anything other than
just the PlayStation 4 games, yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. If they're not going to be interested in showing you what you're getting for PlayStation 3 and PS Vita, why should I be?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I try to just give the people the information, you know what I'm saying? Because it is there. And I mean, there are some people that still have PS3s.
Yeah, there's tons. They sold a ton of them.
Yeah, they sold a lot of them. All right, well, but that was the free games for PlayStation Plus. Outside of Until Dawn, I think I would just pass on the majority of them. Right. Until Dawn is the only, like, solid game in that whole lineup, in my opinion. Oh, no, the Telltale. I'm not into Telltale games, though. I'm not into that. I never got into those.
The Telltale games, I enjoyed them, and the Game of Thrones is a pretty good one. It's a really good one.
Okay.
And especially if you're a Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah, I am a Game of Thrones fan. I can't wait for that shit to start back up.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's gonna be cray. It'll actually be my first time watching it as they premiere on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like as the previous season was wrapping up, we were watching it from the very beginning. So we were watching like 2 and 3 episodes a day. Oh, wow. My heart could not take it sometimes. I was like, I can't. You're killing me. Man. But no, this is gonna be really good. I can't wait to see. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, brutal is a good word for it. Good word to describe it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story. What do we got?
We got a customer fan game. Good news for a change.
Yeah.
As opposed to bad news. So, there's a developer, like a fan made game, that was based off the Halo franchise. It's called Installation 01, and these guys were essentially given the green light by 343 Industries and Microsoft Studios to go ahead and proceed with this game, which is really, really cool, because most times we report these things,
it's them getting shut down, getting a cease and desist or something like that.
It's them always getting shut down, but they're making this game. It's called Installation 01. It's going to be is using the Halo assets, Halo characters. I think the story was, I can't think of it now. The story was between Halo 1 and Halo 2, I believe, or it's somewhere around there. I have to go back to look it up now. I forgot. But they do have some caveats. So they can't sell the game. They have to release it for free. They can't sell any merchandise associated with the game. So they can't sell merchandise that's showing
like T-shirts or anything like that.
T-shirts, hats, dolls, stickers, anything. They can't ask for donations for the game. but they can monetize their studio. So whatever the name, they don't have an official name. It's just the team working on Installation 01.
Yeah.
But if they decide to come up with the studio name, they can monetize that. They can monetize their studio name, but they can't monetize any of the assets or the game itself.
Right. So basically, it'll be freeware. You know, it'll be made, and once it's released, it'll be absolutely free. Can't be resold or anything like that, and they can't make any kind of like merchandise or sell it in any way, shape, or form. If you know, if they can deal with that, they can deal with putting a lot of time, effort, and money into something that will be given away for free. Hey, by all means, go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, and this is actually a good thing in my opinion, because it doesn't seem like these guys are very far in production. You know, all they really had to show off was some concept art and all, concept art and some models or whatnot. So it doesn't seem like they're very far into production, and for them to get the green light this early means that they went about it the right way. You know, go seek permission before you invest your time and money, because you know, if you work on a game for 10 years and then at launch, Nintendo's like, cease and desist, my boys. Like, you just lost 10 years of your life right there.
Exactly.
And I'm talking to the Pokemon Uraniums and the Metroid AM2s of the world. Mm-hmm. You know, that was like 9 and 10 year development cycles, and just all to be just cease and desist at launch. Like that's
crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, good for them. I'm interested to see what their final product is, and it's free, so I'll probably wind up getting and at least messing around with it, see what it's like.
Yeah. Once it comes out, I'll definitely take a look at it. So the game is called Installation 101. Mm-hmm. Just Installation 01. Yeah. And they don't have any more information about it. Like, this is probably some years off.
Right, some time away.
So we'll see what happens once it gets closer to release. We'll probably talk about it again here on the podcast. But let's go ahead and move into the next story. What's that?
The next story we have is this is an interesting one.
Okay.
So and this is what led us into the our icebreaker, and we'll go more into it in the long form. But Sony had a game pulled just recently. It's called Top Rated 5 Stars, and it's basically a trophy farmer. In the trailer, it specifically says get trophies in an hour or less. Some people get them in 20 minutes, and basically all it is a slide puzzle. It has a bunch of pictures. You slide them to make the picture correct, and you get trophies for it. Mm-hmm. And what it seemed like it was is a advertisement, because this particular developer also develops or makes PlayStation 4 home screen themes for sale. So it seems like it was more of an advertisement for their theme business than an actual game. Sony had them pull it. From what I've read and what I've seen, Sony had them pull it and said, hey, you can't mention that it's to earn trophies. I mean, that's against our rules, and so on and so forth. But yeah, there's 98-cent game, and all its main purpose is to get you some trophies. I know there's people out there that's all they look for, trophies and gamer score, and they were all over this. But
so how many trophies were available in this game?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know you were able to earn a platinum trophy. What's the name of the game? Hold on, I have the link. Hold on, let me go to it.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they mentioned how many trophies anywhere. Because I went to a couple of sources. I didn't see how many trophies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't mention the number of trophies. But yeah, it's been pulled, and like I said, developers said that they pulled the game because Sony asked them to change the name and not to mention trophies in the trailer.
Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of like tile sliding puzzles or whatever. You just get mad trophies for it.
Right, just for collecting and if you look through the comments, there are people that were completing in like 20 minutes, getting all of the trophies in 20 minutes. I mean, to each his own. I'm sure this is not the only game out there that's like this.
Right.
But this is the game. This is the one that's advertised as an easy trophy game. That's how they advertise.
Right.
Sony wasn't too keen on that, so they had to pull because they advertised it, not because that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a shit game to begin with. I don't know how it got onto the PlayStation Store to begin with.
Right.
So for them to, advertise the way that they are, like, hey, you can get a platinum trophy in 20 minutes, which in the majority of cases, platinum trophies take a long time to get. Like you're playing, the entire game and getting all of the trophies in that entire game to get the platinum. Right. So, yeah, 20 minutes for 89 cents. Did I get a platinum trophy? Hey, if I'm a hoarder, then yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Because back in the day, I think the easiest game where I got every single achievement in on the Xbox 360 was the TMNT game based off of that CG movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I rented it from Blockbuster because that was still a thing, and I beat the entire game, and that gave you all the trophies, and it probably took me like an hour or two or whatever, but that was like all the achievements. And then so I was done. It was not that bad a game, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really gone out of my way to get an easy trophy game or achievement game.
Right.
And let's go ahead and move on to our last to the long form, because that's where we're going with this.
Yeah. So we'll just go ahead and segue into the long form, and that is achievements and trophies. Do they help or hurt gaming? That's the long form that we want to talk about today.
Yeah. So. Like I said, I've never specifically gotten a game to get easy achievements or easy trophies. I've always got them as I played the game. It was nothing that I felt that I needed to have. Like I said, I do like the numerical value on my gamer score, as opposed to the number of trophies and level trophies, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, whatever. I prefer the numbers, but yeah, I had one game that I had 100% on, that was Destiny, until they released the latest update, and I'm missing one. I'm missing one achievement. It's a stupid one I can just probably get in 5 minutes or so, but I haven't bothered to because it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
To be quite honest. But I don't know, achievements for those people that are completionists and perfectionists. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a big deal to them, and it does add some replay value to quite a few games.
Right.
I mean, like in the Gears series, you get achievements for doing the harder levels.
The harder difficulties. You got the different co-op achievements and all that. Shoot, back in the day, man. Oh my God, me, Manuel, March. We were actually achievement hunting in like Halo 3 back in the day, dude. Like playing the game on the hardest difficulty with the hardest skulls, like enabled and everything. Like it was tough, man. It was really freaking tough, dude. or playing like the old school like arcade titles, the Xbox Live arcade titles for like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. Like beating the final stage without getting frozen, in the Technodrome or whatever. Like those shits are hard, man.
Yep.
And it added that extra replay value, and it was really fun. It took a game that I already wanted to play and added another element to it. So I never, like you said, I never went out of my way to purchase a game just because I wanted its achievements. But any game that I had for a very long time, I would, actively try to get achievements. Like, I'll keep a counter and I'll be like, okay, if I do this, I'll get this achievement. Okay, that's what I'm doing today. Oh, that's what I'm doing this afternoon or whatever.
Right.
So that was a thing for a while, but it never played into whether or not I would buy a game. It was like, do I want this game or do I just want the achievements? That was never a question I had to ask myself ever.
I mean, and when you look at some of the games, so it's one thing that annoys me about trophies and both achievements and trophies is people data mine them, And
yeah, release them early.
Right, and they can hold game spoilers, in-game spoilers that you don't want to see. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a bit of an annoyance. But ultimately, I think trophies are to each his own. I mean, if you look at, I have the list up right now, but the highest PlayStation trophy guy is he's got like 191, I think, platinums, or I don't know what these numbers are, but he's got, his score is like 1.7 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's nuts, right? And then there's a guy that's a Microsoft guy, and this was back in 2014. He reached a million gamer score. So I mean, there are people out there that go way above and beyond. Their whole point of playing games is to earn trophies and achievements.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're a completionist or something like that, you know, that's all for you. But you know, to go back to the question, do I think that it hurts or helps gaming? I don't think it does anything but help unless you are deliberately doing something to hinder, the gaming experience, like releasing a freaking puzzle game and advertising as a trophy collector. Like, I mean, while it doesn't hurt gaming, I don't think that hurts gaming. I mean, because it's such a small, like, a small like issue, but to me, I think achievements and trophies, they add replay value, number one. It gives you an extra incentive, and I think that in a lot of games, like the ones that don't have trophies or achievements, like if you're playing like a Nintendo game or something, it feels like something's missing. Yeah, they've been around for so long now.
Right, and they're everywhere. I mean, you get them in mobile games now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did the Wii U? The Wii didn't have them. I know for sure. The Wii U didn't have them.
I don't believe they did, but a lot of those games would have like unlockables or something like that. Right. Like there was something to do or something to gain from playing. Like they may have had like in-game achievements,
right?
But there was no like overall like this is how many games you've completed or whatever. They didn't have that on the Wii or Wii U, and I don't know if they have it on the Switch either. I'm not sure.
I don't think I've seen any. I haven't seen any word of it being on a Switch. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the only thing I don't like with achievements is when people data mine them, and that's easily avoidable, right? So he's like,
just don't look.
Right. Assassin's Creed, what's the new one coming out?
Origins.
Origins comes out, and it's like, oh, we data mine the Xbox Live or PlayStation trophies, and we've got a story for you. You just ignore it, right?
Yeah.
But and there's people that'll go read it and complain about it, but why'd you read it?
Why'd you read it? Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, like I said, I think it adds a lot of replay value to games, and it's super cool when you're playing a game. Like I mentioned earlier on today. I've been playing Overwatch for a year. Like I've been like the past 6 months now, because it's July.
Yeah.
Because
you've been going in.
Yeah, I really started playing it. In like January, February is when I actually started playing. I started getting achievements, and I just got a rare achievement. It's satisfying. You see that little diamond pop up, and you get the little twinkle sound.
Oh man, I love that. I remember when they announced it. I was like, God damn, that's tight.
Yeah.
Because I think there was like a study that said that when people hear that achievement sound, they get like a
rush,
a rush or whatever, and it's like it makes you want to play even more.
They get that dopamine hit.
That dopamine hit. Yeah, that's what it is. So when they came up with the diamond trophies, I was like, oh shit. And I like how the diamond trophies actually work and how they're based on a percentage. So it's like if only 2% of total people playing that game got this achievement, it'll be considered a diamond trophy. Not necessarily that it's hard or impossible to get. Like it's not like the final achievement or anything like that. But sometimes it'll just be a low percentage of gamers have it, so they'll consider it a diamond trophy. Makes it so that you get them more often. I mean, I got a diamond trophy in For Honor. I was like, how the hell? I was like, only like 5, or I think it was like 20% of gamers had it. I was like, only 20% of people have this achievement.
Everybody use the same character, do the same 1-2 moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I have no problem with it. Like I said, and you said it too. You buy multi-plat games on Xbox because you prefer achievements, but yeah, I prefer achievements. I like achievements
just because it's been around since the The 360, yeah, they didn't have gamer score on the OG Xbox then.
No.
Yeah. So it's just the 360, right? Yeah. And I've had the same gamer tag since then too.
Right, and then the PlayStation 3 added it like mid life because they didn't have PlayStation 3 didn't launch with any kind of achievement or gamer score.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, I think it's not a bad thing. Adding replay value, giving you a little carrot, make you feel like you're achieving something.
Mm-hmm.
When you're just sitting at home eating Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
Nah, man, it's Doritos and Mountain Dew. Come on, man.
Cheetos.
Man. You're not MLG. Get out of here. Where your air horns at?
Yeah, but I achievements are good.
Achievements are good, and they've been around for so long now. I feel like they're just a staple of gaming. They're just bound at the hip. You got a game, you got achievements for it. I feel like anybody that doesn't have it is kind of just like missing out. Like if there's a multi-plat game that is also for Nintendo, I'm definitely not going to get it on Nintendo because I can't even get achievements on
it. Yep, exactly. And like you said, there is a psychological impact on getting an achievement or a trophy, and I mean, it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself when you're in your game. It feels like you're achieving something. You're making progress somewhere, somehow. So, yeah, I enjoy them. I like them. It's good to have. I can't imagine gaming without them anymore.
Yeah, me neither. They're just so common now. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I remember when they first came out, it was like, holy crap. But like now they're so common, but I still get that rush every time I hear that noise, like boop blink. I'm like, hell yeah, we in there.
Something else I do like on the Xbox at least. I'm not sure on the PlayStation. I haven't looked into it, but on Xbox they have the monthly leaderboard.
Yeah, you have leaderboards, and you know what? The thing that I like, because each achievement, at least on the Xbox One, has like a particular picture attached to it.
Right.
And then you can set that picture as your background.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's just tight.
Yeah, but I liked it. I mean, I did it January that's when I actually started playing Overwatch again because I noticed the game I didn't have a lot of achievements. But they basically will show you where you stand with your friends every month. And January I went hard to make sure I finished first place, so I can at least say I did it once.
Yeah, man.
But
that's what's up.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it gives you a goal, be it artificial or how tangible it is. It doesn't matter. It gives you a goal, and it gives you a goal to reach while you're doing something you enjoy. So
yeah,
it's cool.
So yeah, does it help gaming? Yes. Does it hurt it? Yeah. If you're intentionally trying to, then yeah.
Right. There's very few instances. I mean, 2 instances that we mentioned is when they're data mine and reveal games
secrets and
spoilers, right? And when it's being abused.
Yeah.
Anytime something like this is abused, anytime anything is abused, it's not good. So,
right. Yeah, so that was the long form discussion. You can submit discussion topics for us via our social media. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitter and we're on Facebook. Just, leave us a message and use, just send it to us. A long form discussion. We'll be more than happy to discuss any topic with you guys. And let us know what you think, whether it's for the long form discussion or any story that we talked about today. Let us know what you guys think about it. We like engaging with you guys. We do our best to bring you the news and then we give our opinions on it. So we want to hear your opinions as well. Let's go ahead and get the actual discussion started. So just engage with us on social media. We'll be more than happy to, reply to you guys. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the last segment, which is our final thoughts. And that's when we go back and revisit all of the stories that we talked about today and kind of give our little 2 cents on everything that went down. So Boogie, why don't you go ahead and start with the final thoughts?
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball because there's a story I meant to include and I forgot to include it.
Oh shit.
Sales. So Sony right now has their mid-year sale and Microsoft is having the ultimate summer game sales, what they call it, right? Or the ultimate game sale, whatever.
Yeah, ultimate game sale, yeah.
Yeah, they have some good deals. I mean, I just got Unity for $20. So I'll be playing that.
Assassin's Creed,
yeah.
Unity?
Yeah.
Why? That game's bad.
No, Syndicate is the bad one.
No, Syndicate is the good one.
Wait, so then that's the one I got. Syndicate.
Okay, you got Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Okay, I was like, why would you buy Unity?
I had one. I had Unity. I already had Unity because I had pre-ordered it. Like when it was first announced. And,
right, same here.
And I didn't bother with Syndicate because Unity was so bad. But I bought Syndicate. It's like $20.
Great,
it's a good deal. They have Mass Effect Andromeda is on sale for $30 if you haven't gotten that already. For Honor is on sale for like 25% off. There's another game. Injustice 2 is on sale for 33% off. So I mean, there's some good deals in there, and on some newer games, which was surprising. But Microsoft
makes me feel very salty that I paid full price for Andromeda. I'm a little salty. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the price of being an early adopter, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Sony has some decent deals. The only thing that I saw on Sony that was huge was $3.99 for the God of War 3 remastered for like $4. That's for the PlayStation 4 version. If you didn't have that already, or you wanted the upgraded graphics, but I'm not a big. I didn't see anything like really outstanding on a Sony sale. There's a lot of indie games.
Yeah.
Where the Microsoft sale, they have a lot of AAA first party games. Ghost Recon was on there. Watch Dogs. I mean, For Honor.
Oh, they got Watch Dogs 2 on there. I might check that out.
Watch Dogs 2 was on. I think it was on sale for either 20 or 30% off.
Oh yeah, we might be in there.
Yeah, and Watch Dogs 2 has a 4-player co-op mode coming out with the next update. That's a free update.
We about to be in there.
Yeah, that's something I meant to put it on. I forgot. It just totally slipped my mind. I even have assets for it, but whatever.
Whatever.
But, going back to with the final thoughts. The Sonic Amateur Games Expo, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna check it out when I get a chance. When I see it go live, I subscribe to the Twitch, and when I see it go live, I'll check out what they got going on there. Esports and broadcast partners, they need something to put on TV because Netflix is taking all the good shows.
Right.
The Microsoft adding the Game Pass service. I mean, for $10 a month, in the right situation, is not a bad deal. I think is much better than what PlayStation is offering anyway.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, keep putting up the good fight because we like the risk you take. You come out with some good games, even though they may be broken and imbalanced at some point. You do work on them to get them fixed. Because Rainbow Six Siege, which is an esports game, was a little bit of a mess. Division was a horrible mess, and they've cleaned both of those up to make them respectable games. The SNES Classic, you called it last year, and we got a 64 coming up next, most likely. I mean, it's a cartridge-based system. It's not. People have been emulating it for years. The technology is there. Why not? People will buy it. I might get a 64. 64 is actually pretty fucking dope. Depends on the titles though. But I mean, I have my 64 here, so whatever. I still have my 64. The games with gold, mediocre. PlayStation Plus games, they actually have two really, really good games for the PlayStation 4. So PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. I promise you guys next month I will do my research on the Vita and PlayStation 3 games so I can actually talk to them. I just have a hard time really putting any time into it because I don't think they really matter.
Yeah.
The fan-made Halo game, good for them. 343 Industries and Microsoft Studios, allowing them to use the assets and the Halo name to push out their game. And if you want trophies, I'm sure there's thousands of these games out there. Go for it, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I honestly think that is bad that there's thousands of just like trophy farming games out there. That's setting a bad precedent. And I've never heard of anything like that on the Microsoft side.
Oh, there was a problem with that when they announced what's the indie at Xbox. Remember the indie at Xbox?
Well, yeah, I was about to say besides the indie games, but those were shit games to begin with. Those were shit games for another reason. But as far as my final thoughts, I'm definitely looking forward to the Sage Expo. I will be doing a showcase either during like a live stream capacity, or maybe I'll just play each game and like upload it to my personal channel. I've been doing a lot of Sonic style videos over there, so this will just fit right into what I'm currently doing. you know, the Rocket League finding another broadcast partner. These guys are just going where the money is. So, you know, we're going to just, I sound like a broken record when I say that, but that's exactly what's happening. People are just, you know, figuring out, hey, we can make a lot of money off of video games, so let's put them on national TV, and that's what's happening. The Microsoft Game Pass service, I don't think that it's for me, just because I have a vast history of playing Xbox games. I still have my original Xbox sitting right there. I'm pointing at it. You can't see my arms, but I'm pointing at it. So I don't think it's for me, but I do think that there is value in it. For me personally, for my playstyle, and I feel like the 4 games a month for Xbox Live Gold is value enough. Good on Ubisoft for fighting the good fight. Don't let, you know, because these guys are, you know, we talked about this. These guys are trying to do like a hostile takeover, something that really hasn't been implemented since like the 80s. Like nobody really does what Vivendi is trying to do,
right? In
this day and age. So it's good that they're, you know, saving off these guys, and hopefully that, you know, they won't you know, have their internal, you know, vision, you know, compromised by this, you know, this conglomerate of a media company. The SNES Classic, I mean, I think it's an excellent assortment of different games. I won't be picking it up, you know, just because I don't need it. I'm not a collector. I don't need it. I'm good. I have a Super Nintendo that is fully functional. If I want some games, you know, I'll go to like a trade show or something and try to see what I can get.
That GameStop Classic.
Yeah, or the GameStop Classic shop, or Amazon, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Games for Gold. Not the best lineup, but I will try out some of those indie games. Kane and Lynch 2 was actually, you know, I heard it was good. You know, I've heard good things about it. I may give that one a shot. But I mean, it's a third-person shooter. That's kind of what I'm into. Linear. I might give it a shot.
Is it multiplayer co-op?
I think it's like multiplayer. Or I know when you play multiplayer, it's split screen. So I don't know if it's online or not. If it is, me and you can play through it.
We'll mess around with it. Yep.
Yeah, we can mess around with that. The PlayStation Plus games. I'm not a fan of the Telltale games, but I can say for a fact that Until Dawn is definitely was major when it came out, and I think it's still worth it if you haven't already seen the story, because there's only so many different endings. If you've seen it, then there's really no point in playing it. But if at this point in time you have not seen the game or played it, I would definitely recommend it. I'm looking forward to what this you know, Halo fan game Installation 01 is gonna have. You know, I really feel like they did the right thing by reaching out to them first for permission before putting a lot of time in. That was smart on their end, and it's good that 343 and Microsoft Studios is, you know, open to this kind of thing. So that's a good thing. And you know, trophy games, whatever, dude. I don't. It doesn't bother me. So whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't care. But yeah, so those were our final thoughts. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Before we head out, just want to give you guys one quick reminder to go and check out our friends over at newchallenger.gg to help everybody, you know, to help you get good at your favorite fighting game. There includes their Street Fighter V, Injustice 2, and they are quickly, you know, trying to get things prepped and ready for the Tekken 7 launch. I'm pretty sure they're going to add that to the website very soon. So go ahead and check those guys out, newchallenger.gg, and also check out their Twitch channel, New Challenger TV on Twitch, because they have weekly you know, weekly streams where they just, you know, they either like go over matches and, you know, review play styles. It's actually very, very cool, and you know, they do that stuff every single week in addition to the tournament that they do every other week. So go ahead and check those guys out. But yeah, we are on Facebook, A Weekly Gaming News Show, or you can use the call letters AWGNS. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at AWGamingNS, and make sure that you will hit us up on our YouTube channel, because I just uploaded a video there giving my first impressions of the Lawbreakers closed beta. So we do stuff like that, you know, every once in a while. So definitely check us out there. Boogie also does the weekly 10 and 10, where he gives you a snippet of what we're going to be talking about during our podcast in 10 minutes or less. So definitely subscribe to us. Help us get to 100 subscribers so that we can actually get a real custom URL, because currently I'm using this teeny URL to to get people over to the YouTube channel. But you know, we're growing, and it's because of you guys. So you know, keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe over there. In addition to that, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcasting app, we definitely want to thank you. And Boogie, why don't you give them more information on where they can listen to us?
So if you can't listen to us live, you want to download us, put us on your iPhone, your Android, or whatever other device you might have. There's half a person that might have a Windows phone. We are in the podcasting directory, so you can pull us up on your favorite podcasting app by searching our call letters, AWGNS, or typing us out fully, a weekly gaming news show. We are also on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and on the Google Play Store. Go to those places, leave a comment, rate us, give us some feedback. We'll take a look at it, and we can implement what we can. You know, we just let us hear from you. Let us know what you think. What you think we might can do better. What you think we can add, or something you may want to see or may not want to see anymore. So
right, yeah, we'll definitely take all of your suggestions into consideration, and any submissions will definitely, you know, if they don't make it into the top 5, any like story submissions will most likely make it into the quick hits. So submit stories to us that you would like for us to cover, and you know, give our impressions and opinions on, because that's what it's all about. It's less about reporting the news and more about the discussion. Yeah, it's more about the discussion. So that's what this podcast is all about. And you know, we definitely appreciate you guys' input. But with that, I think we've talked enough. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. This was a weekly gaming news show, and we are your hosts. My name is Trinell.
I'm Todd,
and we will catch you guys next
week. Peace
out. Alrighty then, dude. I have to dip up out of here really quickly. Actually, if you could put your version of the video in the Dropbox, because apparently I was really loud on my end. I'm not exactly sure if it's any different, but yeah, apparently my mic was really loud. So if you could just put your
video,
put your video feed in the Dropbox so I can compare the two. Maybe there's something that I can do to, you know, fix it on my end. But I gotta go. I gotta step out the house really quickly. And if there's anything else, just send me a message, and I'll be back in about an hour or so, because I'm probably gonna play some games or something.
All right, I'll be on it and around.
Okay, all right, man. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Yep, later.